Well, I'm making another video, obviously, and this is for August 29th, 2015, and the title of it is, What About the Friar and the Ambassador? The ambassador called me a short while after I posted my last video. We talked briefly. It was very late there, and he said he would have me on the Goldfish Report number 8 next Wednesday, and I forgot the. Okay. As for the friar, I unfriended him when I received info that, it was said, he had posted about me, including that I tried to take Dr. Mary's inheritance away from her children. She has no children, or she had no children. And I have a word typed wrong, though she often referred to me as the son she never had. This is a matter I hope to clear up as soon as possible. Indeed, I was sent someone copied and pasted to me a bunch of things that the friar supposedly said. And not just the part that I mentioned about Dr. Mary not having any children of her own, but other things too were just simply blatant lies. There was no, they could never be verified in any honest proceeding. They were just made up stories. And I was told they came from the friar, which is why I unfriended him and blocked him, actually, on YouTube, and including the Mr. Lincoln, which I believe is the same individual. I could be wrong there, but I believe it's the same individual. In any case, there are a lot of people among my friends that question the ambassador and the validity of his story and identity. Personally, I like the man a lot. I would not have hung in there with him for over a year now had it not been true that I had respect for him and I believed what he was saying. And I believe that is still the truth as far as I understand the truth. He's not a man to be disrespected. He's gone through a lot personally. Yes, he's part of the elite establishment, according to what he's told me. But he also got into a squabble with another person in the elite establishment, and he ended up spending a couple of years in jail where he had a spiritual awakening, if you will. And he has shared a lot of intimate details of his life with me in private conversations over the past year plus. And I like the man. I believe he's a good man. I've had several of my friends tell me that they think he's a charlatan. They don't trust him. They don't trust the Dragon family. They think that a lot of this is just made up BS. And, you know, I could be wrong. I could be wrong about a lot of things. I get pulled in with people that have a vision, that want to make the world a better place, that want to end the dishonesty and the corruption, that want to give every human a chance to realize their fullest potential and become the very best each of us can be. I want to align myself with people like that. I did that with Swiss Indo, for example. And there were good people involved in Swiss Indo. I was part of the Australian, not American, but part of the Australian delegation, as they also had someone on that delegation that was from England. So they had at least 2 people that were not from Australia out of the 20 people that were part of that delegation. I believe it was 20 people. In any case, I am drawn toward people that share my vision. I want a better world. The ambassador convinced me without a doubt that that's what he wants. He wants a better world, and because he is part of the establishment, if you will, because he is part of the elite. To me, that gave, in bearing in mind his story, that gave him great credibility. Now, it has been very disappointing to me that of the monies that he has promised me over the course of our year-plus relationship, not one penny has come through, not one penny. There's always been, it's always been tied up in by Europe, by the country that he lives in. It's never made it to the United States. He's been supposed to visit me here in the United States at the same, in the same time window as when he comes to the Americas and has a meeting with Brazil, which is part of the BRICS nations, one of the leaders of the BRICS nations, of course. In any case, there's a lot of confusion, and I've blocked the Friar. I couldn't think for a second what the name was. I blocked the Friar because of comments that I was told he made. Now, I have not been able to verify these comments anywhere else, so I'm curious as to where they came from. But I invite someone who is still in contact with the Friar to let him know that I'd like to have a telephone conversation with him, and I believe he's in Hong Kong, and it has to be prearranged. The time and everything has to be prearranged, and I'd be glad to talk with him based on what I know to be true and find out where he's coming from exactly. Because it's not my job to ruffle feathers or to make enemies out of people. Friar Newberg has been my friend for a long time and been very supportive of me in many, many statements and conversations. So this, in a sense, what was sent to me does not line up with everything I've known in the past about the Friar, and it could have been disinformation that was given to me. So I'd like to help have that straightened up, and if that requires me unblocking him again and any other steps that I need to take to open up the channels of communication, know that I'm committed to doing exactly that. So I thank you once again for listening to this this video where I'm trying to clear the air. And by the way, I am reaching out to some other people to have other video conversations with them. My friend from Greece, Aristo, is one that I've contacted, and I have another friend here in Florida that I've contacted, and there will be others that I will invite to get back to the old format of having 15-minute programs or longer, in which I am discussing events and details with other people. So thank you for listening, and thank you for your prayers and your support. I still need prayers physically. I thought I was having a heart attack just within the past half hour. And then I thought it was my kidney that was hurting because it seemed to change from my left chest area to my middle of my back in the lower part of it, which would be around where the kidney is. Anyway, keep me in your prayers, as I said, and I thank you for those. And know that I'm trying to get back on track and making more meaty videos, including conversations with other people that have something to contribute and something to offer. Again, thank you for listening, and namaste.